Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you all are having a great day. So we're bringing back the tier list, and the reason for that is we're now a month into the season, over a month, 32 games in, or 33, excuse me, and this is our way of grading Yankee players, which is exactly what we're going to do today. Now, on the offensive side of things, some of it's not going to be pretty. I'm going to be putting some guys in the awful category that I never thought I would, even a month into the season. Now, there's also some guys we got to celebrate as well, and really just in terms of ranking, I think there's no better way to go about it than just doing one of these tier lists. So I have not every 2024 Yankee, but the main guys. I mean, like, dudes like Michael Tonkin, not going to be on this list. Guys that haven't pitched much this year, guys that have been on the injured list, they're not going to be here. These are the main key figures you've seen for the most part this season, and you see the tiers here: incredible, really good, good, solid, needs to be better, awful, and can't say yet. Without further ado, let's get into it. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you are new. By the way, every single game, we do watch parties here at Yankees Avenue, watch-alongs for the game. We got a good community, a good chat going, and it's a blast. So hope to see some of you guys in there as well. But yeah, first things first. Now, this is randomized, and first up is Trent Grisham, who, you know, to be fair to Grish, I'm saying that like I'm boys with the guy. He hasn't had a lot of consistent playing time, and as we know, that definitely makes it tough on a hitter to get a consistent stroke going. But dude, so far from what we've seen offensively, he has just not been cut it, especially in the Baltimore series. Now, he had that 3-run jack in Milwaukee, that was dope, but outside of that, he has just one hit, which was a bunt single. So, you know, although he hasn't had much playing time, and, you know, his stats would suggest putting him in awful, I won't go that far yet because of that reason, but can't really do much better than needs to be better. Defensively, he's been good. That's to be expected. Would like to see him do a little bit more with the bat, even though his playing time is scarce, whatever the word is. Caleb Ferguson. This one might surprise some people. Now, Ferguson had a couple rough outings in a row to where he was on the verge of becoming my least trusted reliever on the Yankees. But hey, to be fair, he started off strongly, and as of late, he's been picking it up. So I'm going to do my best to ignore those two outings. I think he's in a much better place now. He's certainly looking better stuff-wise and performance-wise. I'm going to put him in solid. And yo, by the way, I'll put the link down to this tier in the description below. Be sure to make your own list, or just let me know where you think I went wrong on this list. Austin Wells, boy oh boy, has this guy gotten unlucky. Now, he did have his first home run in Baltimore and certainly is looking better as of late. But to be honest, he really hasn't looked all that bad to begin with. He's had a lot of hard hit outs. You look at his expected weighted on base average, expected batting average, they all exceed what he's actually getting results-wise. I mean, you look at the stats, you see the guy's batting 185, 602 OPS, just a homer, 3 RBIs. That suggests putting him in awful. But yo, the defense has been pretty damn solid, and again, the offense, he's gotten pretty unlucky. So with that in mind, I'm definitely not going to put him in the solid category because he hasn't been solid, but not awful. We'll put in needs to be better, which I think we can all agree on. Aaron Judge. Now, this has been well covered. Aaron Judge's pretty disastrous start to the 2024 season. Through 33 games, batting 197, 6 home runs, 18 RBIs. Actually, for a down month, not horrible power numbers. I mean, 18 RBIs in a month, that's still not atrocious, but a 724 OPS, a slugging percentage below 400. It's no secret. Judge does not look right, and the Yankees want to get back on track and start scoring. I mean, their offense is obviously the issue that's been plaguing them over the last couple weeks. It falls on Judge, and you know, obviously that hurts for me to say as like him being my favorite player or whatever, but it is what it is. Now, I've talked about this on my live stream before. I think there's a certain manner we should go about acknowledging Judge's struggles. Like, this guy's done so much for this organization, has been already an all-time great. He's a captain of this team. I do believe there's a certain nuance we should go about criticizing him, but regardless, there is criticism. Judge has not been good, and not only does he need to be better, Aaron Judge has been awful this year. Fortunately, he's one of the greatest hitters of all time. Barring some injury that we don't know about, he will get back on track. We just need that to be kind of ASAP. Juan Soto, is there any doubt where this guy is going? Absolutely incredible. Could not script a better individual start to his Yankee career so far. 33 games, dogs batting .331, 8 home runs, 25 RBIs, OPS over 1 dot. As things stand right now, if the season were to end today, he's the American League MVP. I knew going into this year, come the offseason, Yankees are going to have to shell at least $500 million out for this dude if they want to keep him long term. At this point, I mean, let's be honest, he's going for Shohei and not deferred. I would not be shocked if, not that he'll get $700 million, he'll certainly be asking for it. I think his contract starts with a 6, and big part of that is the amazing start he's off to this year. He's on pace to have a career year, and Juan Soto's had a lot of good seasons. This dude has done just about everything you could have asked in his first month as a Yankee. So, no surprise there. Juan Soto goes in the incredible tier. Gleyber Torres, he is joining Aaron Judge in the awful category. And honestly, I wish there was a category below awful, because while Judge has struggled, I think Gleyber Torres is on a whole nother level. You look at his stats. I mean, we all know the deal. 33 games, batting just 218, OBP below 300 at 295. Had his first homer in the series finale against Baltimore. But yeah, just 1 homer, 7 ribbies, OPS of 569. I mean, again, I really feel there should be a category below awful for Gleyber Torres, because almost, even though Judge is off to a slow start, putting them in the same tier does feel wrong. But hey, it is what it is. Gleyber Torres, without question, has been awful this year, and I do not know what's going on with him, man. I mean, we've seen in the past where certain situations can lead to him to getting in his own head, whether it's the 2022 trade rumors where he was almost dealt to Miami for Pablo Lopez and then just got, I don't know, really depressed for a month and could not hit for shit after that. Maybe this year it's something to do with he's in a walk year, a lot of pressure to perform individually, but also for the team that has a lot of expectations. Whatever the reason is, Gleyber Torres has been awful. And I'm a big fan of Gleyber. I've paraded the idea of going for an extension for this dude. I've showed my support a lot, but there's no denying. I mean, he's been part of the reason why this offense has been so inconsistent. Gleyber Torres has been awful, and he needs to get right. Not sure if I'm exactly as confident as I am with Aaron Judge getting right, because again, if Judge is not hurt, he's going to be fine. He's Aaron Judge. Whereas Gleyber Torres, I mean, who really knows at this point with how bad he's looking? Nestor Cortes, I'm going to put him in the, let's see here. Nestor stats, he's 1-3, 3.86 ERA, 7 starts on the year, whip of 1.1. Now, the thing with Nestor is on the road is where he struggled. He has not been good on the road, whereas at home, he's been much better. And can't put him in the really good tier, but I would say Nestor Cortes, he's been good. I don't think anybody can really dispute that. Marcus Stroman, same deal. I mean, looking at the stats so far, he's 2-1 with a 3.69 ERA in 6 starts. Man, I mean, I'm kind of tempted to put him in the really good category, although he has had a couple of rough outings as of late. So I think just as of recent performance, he falls into the good category. But all in all, you'll see a lot of these Yankees starting pitchers go into, at the very minimum, the good category, because the pitching staff has not been the problem, at least in terms of the rotation. It's been the offense that has led to the recent scuffle. Even the bullpen, who doesn't have much names in it, or doesn't have many names in it, has, for the most part, done its job this year. So pitching-wise, they're all going to be complimented pretty well on this list. And speaking of, Carlos Rodon, even though not a good outing, series finale in Baltimore, although stuff-wise, to be honest, I thought he looked actually pretty okay. Just a couple of, I won't say lucky homers, because a home run is a home run, but a couple of those, man, at least off the bat, I did not think those were leaving the ballpark. Either way, ends up giving up 6 runs in just about, 3 1/3 or 4 innings. Still, though, 2-2, 3.68 ERA, and this list is I forgot to mention this. This list is factoring in expectations and relative to expectations coming off what he was last year in 2023. I'll tell you this, guys. Disagree with me if you want, but considering that, expectations, I'm putting Rodon in the really good category. Again, the start in Baltimore did not go well. But still, the stuff is such a strong improvement over what he was last year, fastball-wise, slider, the changeups look good, and that new cutter he's developed as well. I mean, there's a reason why he's having much more success than he did in 23. So, might surprise some people. I'm putting him in the really good category. Again, this is about comparing to expectations. Speaking of, Luis Gil, man, I'm tempted to put him in the incredible category. One of the biggest performances, pitching-wise, of the season came Game 3 in Baltimore. 6 1/3 scoreless in a game the Yankees badly needed. The only game they ended up taking in that very frustrating Baltimore series. Leads the American League in K per 9. Overall stats on the year, 2-1 with a 3.19 ERA, 1.19 whip. Walks have still kind of been an issue, more so with certain starts, him imploding in the command department. Otherwise, he's still looked pretty good. I mean, most recently in Baltimore, he just had 1 walk, so he is able to get it under control, his control. But man, pardon me, I mean, guys, what do you think? Incredible for Luis Gil? At the very least, he's really good. I almost feel like I should put him in incredible, but he did have a clunky start in Toronto, which even then, he went 5 innings despite walking 7. Okay, we're going to stick with really good, just a tier below incredible, because I don't want to put him in the same bar as Juan Soto, but he's just below. Anthony Volpe, man, if this were 2 weeks ago, he would be joining Juan Soto in that incredible tier, but he's really fallen off as of late. And, you know, part of it does have to do with, at least in terms of the date of his struggles, correlates back to the leadoff spot, sure, but remember, the first 4 or 5 games there, Volpe was still looking like the first 2 weeks Anthony Volpe. He was playing well, but as of the last 10, 15 games, I mean, he's been one of the worst hitters in the Yankees lineup, and that has dragged his stats down quite a bit. 32 games now, average down to 262, 3 homers, 345 on base. The on base is still pretty solid, but slugging below 400, does have 7 stolen bases. Good or solid? Good or solid? That's really the two I'm thinking between here. I'll put him in I mean, the defense for the most part has been good outside of a pretty rough error in Baltimore, but I'm trying not to be too recency biased here, just thinking overall. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I mean, the defense has been good. And he does still have an above league average WRC plus. And if you're talking about expectations coming off of last year, he's a significantly improved player. But dude, I mean, just the fact that his whiffs have increased like crazy as of late. I mean, the first like 10 games, guys, remember, he was not striking out for anything. Like, he led baseball in fewest whiffs for a player. That has gone out the window, though, over the last, 10, 15 games. He's swinging at everything. I mean, look at his first at-bat in Baltimore today. It looked like a totally different guy than the dude we saw to begin the year. So because of that, I mean, I said I wasn't going to factor in recency bias, but I think it's going to drop him down just to the solid tier, which still not bad. But again, a couple weeks ago, he was probably right next to Juan Soto for incredible. Clarke Schmidt. Clarke has been great. And not just a continuation of what we saw from like mid-May till the end of last year, where he was really good, would always seemingly go like into the 6th inning or pitch 5 innings and allow less than 3 runs. He's even better than that. I mean, the numbers so far, 2-1, 3.19 ERA in 6 starts, 34 Ks in 31 innings pitched. Clarke has definitely taken a leap forward, and we did start to see some progression with the third time through the order, a spot that he's obviously struggled with his whole career. He did get 4 hitters out third time through in the Orioles lineup. Some really damn good hitters at that, too. It was Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Ryan O'Hearn, I believe Ryan Mountcastle as well. Clarke looks a lot better this year, and because of that, he's going in the really good category. Clarke Schmidt, great start to the season. Oswaldo Cabrera, I mean, talk about that game in Baltimore the other day, and just overall, he has really stepped up. Now, there was a period where, a couple weeks he was starting to scuffle just a bit compared to what he was doing the first 2 weeks, but still, man, compared to expectations, losing DJ LeMahieu, and he's thrown into the mix as a starting third baseman. Even though his WRC plus with the struggles has fallen to like just barely above league average, he's had a lot of big hits. He's, for the most part, been pretty good at bat, and really importantly, his defense has looked pretty solid at third base as well, and for that reason, I feel like I'm in Shark Tank saying that, I'm putting him in the really good category. Anthony Rizzo. Now, he won Player of the Week literally a week ago and had a great series in Milwaukee, had a couple home runs against the Oakland A's. I mean, overall in the season, his numbers, that week definitely put him in respectability. He is above league average, but, I mean, 254 average, 319 on base, 405 slugging, 724 OPS. Now, part of this might be because of the head injury. Either way, though, whatever the reason may be, Anthony Rizzo does need to be better. There's a lot of guys in the heart of the order that need to be better if we want to have some sort of a consistent offense going into July, which I say going into July because I do believe the Yankees will have a pretty all-out trade deadline this year. Until Juan Soto is signed, until we know what's to come in 2025, this is the year, which is something I'm excited about when it comes to the trade deadline. I do think the Yankees will upgrade in the bullpen. I think they'll upgrade in the starting lineup, as well as the one time I'm cool with this thought process of, getting an injured player back as like a trade acquisition. Gerrit Cole, I mean, when he returns in July, any team that is looking to upgrade their starting rotation, nobody's getting a better add to their staff than a guy like Gerrit Cole. So I think come July with the trade deadline, with Cole's return, and we can't forget about Jason Dominguez, we might be in a different spot offensively there. But to get us to that point, at the very least, Anthony Rizzo has to start picking it up, even with that Player of the Week last week. But Alex Verdugo, talk about one of the few guys who has done their job. Man, I almost want to put him in the incredible tier. 30 games, 269 average, 363 OBP, OPS over 800, 13 RBIs, has played good defense out in left field. One of the Yankees' big acquisitions of the offseason. It was him, it was Soto, Marcus Stroman, a couple other minor pieces as well. Man, what do you guys think? I mean, I guess I shouldn't put him in the incredible tier. Again, that really feels reserved for Juan Soto at this point. But at the very least, he's going in incredible because he's been one of the few guys you can actually rely on offensively consistently this year. And I do like him in the 4-hole. We didn't see him. He was batting 6th coming back from paternity leave. Boone said that was just to ease him back in because he got into Baltimore for the series finale at like 7 a.m. He will be back batting cleanup with Rizzo batting 6th to begin the Tigers series on Friday. But Verdugo's been great. Can't say enough about him, along with the energy he brings. I think a lot of Yankee fans would agree with that. Jose Trevino, compared to expectations, man, he has been good. Honestly, I got to take an L on this. I talk so much shit about, not Trevino the person, love the guy, but his offense. I preached going into the year, don't expect anything from him offensively because, his whole career outside of literally 6 weeks in 2022, this dude has not only been a below league average hitter, but a significantly below league average hitter. Well, so far, he is shutting me up. He has been above average by a significant margin. And overall in the year, 19 games, batting 278 and OBP over 330, which these stats for Trevino and just for the catcher position in general, really good stuff. 722 OPS, certainly will take that. Again, has been above league average. Only real knock on his game so far, and this just comes with Jose Trevino. His throwing arm is not great, and that is something the Yankees should be relatively concerned about. They have not been able to throw out base runners, especially when Trevino is behind the plate. However, outside of that, I think I won't put him in. What do you guys think? Good? Really good? The base running, not being able to throw out runners, that is a factor here. I will say, the more I look at the really good category, Rodon's start against Baltimore does take him out of that, because putting him next to Luis Seal does not feel right, along with guys like Clarke, Verdugo. So I'm going to drop Rodon to good, and we'll put Trevino. He's had a lot of clutch hits, too. I'm putting Trevino in the really good category. Call me a homer, but hey, when you see the rest of the offensive rankings, I don't think you can really be labeling me as such. But hey, Giancarlo Stanton, not all the way back just yet, has been on somewhat of a slump over the last week or so. Did have the homer in Milwaukee, but was off a position player. So far this year, 28 games, 223 average, 286 OBP. Those two numbers aren't good. Slugging, 447, OPS at 733. Definitely an improvement over last year. Still not great. He does have an above-league average 111 WRC+, which I feel like if you were to tell Yankee fans going into the year, yo, come May 2nd, a month into the season, Giancarlo Stanton will be an above-league average hitter, you almost would take that. Still has not been great. Solid or good? Due to recent struggles, I'm going to put Giancarlo Stanton in solid, because he still does feel like a very vulnerable at-bat, despite having some consistent production this season. But without question, an improvement over last year. Clay Holmes, incredible. Absolutely incredible. This guy's gotten a lot of shit, more so to start out the year, which at that time still didn't make much sense to me. And yes, he definitely was, to a degree, worthy of the nickname, which I do find funny, Cardiac Clay. But just because he would make you sweat, ultimately, though, he would get the job done. Now, though, over the last week or so, it's not just getting the job done. He's been one of the best and most effective pitchers in baseball. So far in the year, 15 games, an ERA of 0, 15 innings pitched, .93 whip, 16 strikeouts. I mean, dude, the way he looked, a lot recently, but that game in Baltimore, game 3, holy crap. The nastiest pitching I've really ever seen. between just those two pitches, the sinker going away, slider coming in if it's a lefty, sinker, slider, same arm slot, pretty much same plane up until the last, 2 feet before the zone, and they both go off completely separate ways. It's a gorgeous sequence. Clay Holmes has been nothing but great as a Yankee, period, but that continued into this year, and I'm putting him in the incredible category. Ian Hamilton was probably headed for that incredible category as well. He has been scuffling as of late, so I'll just put him in, let's see, does he remain in at least really good? Or, yeah, you look at the stats, he's 287 ERA, 12 games, 15 and 2/3 innings pitched. Yeah, I'll give you really good. He hasn't been struggling enough over too large of a sample size for me to drop him down to good, but Hamilton and Clay, kind of the only two big dogs we have in the bullpen right now. And make no mistake, that is an area that the Yankees do have to upgrade in. Even though they've gotten by, they have done their job at times for the most part. They don't have real A-plus stuff in there. They don't have much. They don't have many flamethrowers, which is why getting back Tommy Kahnle soon will be huge. He's on his way back probably at some point this month. Nick Birdie, he's close to his return as well. And under the radar piece, I know, just made the camp out of spring training. But we don't really have anybody that throws gas. Nick Birdie would be the only dude who throws like 98, 99 consistently. So getting him back will be huge. He's not on this list because he's injured. But bullpen definitely needs to be upgraded. Speaking of the bullpen again, Victor Gonzalez, 12 games, 2.61 ERA, 10 1/3. I'll put him in the good category. He's done solid. Did blow one game, but that shit will happen from time to time over the course of the season. But overall, Victor Gonzalez has definitely done his job. Luke Weaver. Now, he had some rocky outings, but lately he's definitely looked a lot better. And overall in the season, his ERA is 3.2, 19 and 2/3. Has also struck out a decent amount of guys with 17 Ks and a .76 whip. So, I don't know. I'll put you in the good category, but on the verge of the way he's looking lately, possibly really good. And Dennis Santana, numbers aren't great. Here's our last one. Not great in terms of compared to how he's looked, in my opinion. He did have one pretty rough game against Tampa Bay and another one as well. 3.95 ERA, 13 and 2/3, 10 hits, 9 Ks, 1.10 whip. He has stepped up as a reliable weapon out of the bullpen. Not a sure thing, but a dude you can, for the most part, depend on. I'll put him in the solid category. I think he's done a good job for the most part. But here you go, guys. Here is my first Yankees tier list for the 2024 season. Now, the plan is to do these probably at least like every month and a half, maybe every 45 days. I'm not sure. But I need to think that when it comes to the awful category and some of the needs to be better guys, particularly Judge, Gleyber, Rizzo, this list will be looking much different a month from now, 2 months from now, whatever it may be, because we're not going anywhere, especially if Aaron Judge doesn't pick it up, who I have all the faith in the world in. And again, I do think there's a certain way we should be talking about his struggles. I'm not trying to give Judge a soft landing spot or like give him like a safe space, all this kind of whack shit. But he is the captain. I don't think like coming on social media every single day and being like, Judge sucks, take the captaincy away, give it to Soto, or like trade this bum. Like that kind of shit, bro, I'm sorry, doesn't sit well with me. Like I'm not about talking about really any Yankee that hasn't. The Yankees I talk bad about are guys like Josh Donaldson or Carl Pavano, due to just were not good for the team, like personality-wise, didn't have the right attitude or were dogging it, lazy, didn't want to be here. That's different. You know Judge, it's killing him that he's not doing well. So with that in mind, I feel like there's a certain way we should go about it. But regardless, like I said, he's been awful. He needs to be better, as do Anthony Rizzo needs to be better. Gleyber Torres needs to be better. Some other guys as well. But here you go. Here is the first tier list for the 2024 season. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, watch parties every single day. This video is coming out Friday, May 3rd. So tonight, Yankees-Tigers, Yankee Stadium. Watch party starting up about probably 6:45 with a 7:05 first pitch. And yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into this one. Drop a like. Hope you enjoyed. And let me know where you disagree with my rankings here. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time. Let's go Yankees.
Her body's gold like September. She burns through the night like an ember. And all those things we try forgetting, I remember. But we say we all fine.